Ms. Elf, could you give us a bio about yourself, please?
Oh, thank you so much. You know, I grew up in Kentucky. My dad was an FBI agent. I come from a military and law enforcement family. I have 3 cousins, all of whom are career military, one of whom flew combat missions over the Capitol after 9/11, and recently retired from the active reserves and is an airline pilot now. Their sister is married to a career military as well, so those are 4 of my 10 first cousins. I went to a small college in Kentucky named Transylvania University, graduated in 1979, went to Northern Kentucky University for law school, but my dad was transferred here in the 70s to be undercover in the organized crime squad as an FBI agent, which is how my family got here and how I got here in 1982 after I graduated. I started with a small law firm, went to a larger law firm, had my own law firm. So I've done a variety of practice with a variety of different settings, which is good for the experience level. In addition to my career, I got active in service to my profession and eventually became president of the Clark County Bar Association. I then ran for the state board and later, 8 years later, became president of the State Bar of Nevada. And you know, those experiences really gave me the big picture that I think I can offer in service to this community. And it's really hard to tout yourself. The hardest thing to do here is to sell yourself.
Thank you. I just want to let everybody know that Nancy has one other opponent, and she's going to go right to the general election. So either Nancy or the other opponent is going to be the next judge for Department 27. Since Nancy Elf is the only candidate we have before us, does anybody have any additional questions or any kind of clarity they want to ask? And I see Travis Barrick has one.
Yes, Nancy, this is a silly question. Have you ever filed a motion for summary judgment?
I have.
Have you ever won a motion for summary judgment?
Well, I will say it's easy.
That you can remember.
You know, in state court, it's very difficult to get summary judgment, although now that we've adopted Celotex, it should be easier. I have actually argued and won motions for summary judgment, but in federal court, where, of course, the standard is easier, and they're regularly granted. In fact, I have a trial coming up in federal court in March 8th, in front of Judge Hunt, where a lot of the case was decided on summary judgment ahead of time, which is great because it gives clarity to the case. It helps the lawyers prepare for the salient issues.
I hear angels.
Thank you.
Nancy, could you clarify, what's Celtex?
Celotex is a U.S. Supreme Court case with regard to summary judgments and the standard for granting summary judgment. And the idea is that if you can determine some of the issues before trial without going to trial on those issues, that then the attorneys can be focused on the issues for the trial that results. It results in judicial economy, it results in well-prepared cases, the lawyers know where to go, and again, it's all about saving judicial time so that we can provide more justice to the citizens.
Thank you.
Just answered my follow-up to the follow-up. Thank you.
And the follow-up, oh, you have a follow-up, David?
No, in answering your question, she answered my follow-up question.
Oh, okay. Does anybody else have any additional question? Mike Mason.
Yes, myself. I'd like to get some feedback on, there's a lot of talk and discussion about Nevada developing an appellate court system versus going appeals straight to the Supreme Court. Can you share your thoughts on that?
No, I am a proponent of the idea of having a court of appeals as proposed, and there's a great white paper on the Nevada Supreme Court website about it. Three judges can be created without any expense to taxpayers because of using existing staff of the Supreme Court and existing facilities. The amount being returned by the Supreme Court to the budget would pay for this court. Now, our Nevada Supreme Court has the highest caseload of any Supreme Court in the nation right now. And it concerns me because I think our Supreme Court should be there doing the job. What the appellate court would be doing is what we call error correction, which means, like in criminal trials, the very clear error so that those cases can be reversed. or sent back for additional findings. And it wouldn't take the time of the Supreme Court judges who should be interpreting the laws in the Constitution of the state of Nevada as necessary and as requested. So I am a proponent for that only because I believe that justice is so essential to our community.
Thank you very much, Nancy. I just want to let the listeners and the viewers, when this get archived, that we have 3 attorneys that are sitting on the panel asking questions and 1 court reporter. So they have a knowledge of how the court system works and what questions to ask. So I want to thank them in advance as well. But thank you, Nancy, and good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the
That's
opportunity.
Nancy Elf for Department number 27.